Alright guys, welcome back to episode 4 of the Ross County Scottish Rebuild Career Mode, and we're just firing right in as it's the January transfer window. We'll fire in to try and make a couple of signings. Up first we've got Barry Maguire. Not really scouted him, so we're just going to have to guess, but I reckon he would be good enough to upgrade the team. Start off with €600,000. They come back with that and an 8% selling clause, but I don't really want that. So I've removed it and they're happy with that. So I'll just jump into negotiations as well. I won't bother delegating it because I just want to get the first sign in over the line, as I'll be looking to make another as well. Probably game important, as I'm hoping he'll just fit nicely into the starting lineup. 5-year deal that'll give him plenty of time to grow as a player, as well as it will stop him leaving on a cheap or anything like that. I'll just jump right in, offer $2,500. Yeah, accepted. There we go, first signing from another club, have the career mode, and first signing in January. The next player we're going to go for is Lewis Spence, which we'll have to pay the release clause. But my options are pretty limited, so I'm fine with that. I'm just going to delegate this one since I'm not that desperate to get the second one in straight away. But I hate how I need to go and allocate the budget. It's annoying that I can't just do it itself, so I'll delegate him. I reckon 2.5 is maybe slightly over what I needed to, so I'll just start at 1.6 and see what he comes back with. And I'll advance on a wee bit to see what they come back with. So that's us got Spence. He's agreed to 0.1k, which is good. 3-year deal, that's fine with me. Just a loan offer, I'll delegate that. Hopefully send him out for the rest of the season. I'll just do that way any other loan players or loan offers I get from my players. Few wee messages here. Just try and keep the players as happy as possible, and I'll stick the 2 players into the starting lineup. There are 2 centre mids that I've signed, so I'll go and change the formation. Obviously keep Anderson in the middle 3, so I'll take out the other 2. But I want them on the bench, so that's why I'm putting in just a few randomers now. So with Maguire being a CDM, I'll just try and change his position now. There we go. So CDM, centre mid and Cam. Lamb really. And I'll just bring the wingers in narrow as well, because this sometimes a bit isolated during the game. I'm not sure if it really makes a difference, but I don't know, it's just the way I'd prefer to have it. Obviously have McLennan as a centre forward instead of a striker. So we jump into our first game. I'm just gonna sim this one. Really looking to step up, because we've just not been doing well enough in the league, and it just seems to be carrying on that way as we go 1-0 down. Just before half time they make it 2, so I decide to jump in at half time, but really didn't make too much of a difference, and they go up by 3. Just couldn't quite get near them, which was frustrating. We managed to set McLennan in on goal, who smashes it past the goalie at his near post, which is positive. 3-1. Looks like we're back in the game. We then get a second with McLennan again. Tidy finish at the near post. Goalie's not doing too great there. 10 minutes remaining, but they just managed to get a fourth with a a powerful shot just inside the box and the goalie couldn't quite get it. That pretty much killed the game off, so I just jumped to the result and it finished 4-2, so disappointing. Possibly if I'd started that game might not have happened, but I did lose 2 goals myself, so we'll never know. So I'll set up I set Spence on a development plan to become a centre defensive mid. He's now completed that, and we're just gonna stick. Probably go with defensive midfield just to do up his pace a little bit, hopefully. Nah, never mind. I think it wasn't really gonna grow there, so I just went with the other one. So hopefully that will improve his physical and his defending. But here we go in our game versus S1E4, quite similar to the goal we lost at the end of the last game, just inside the box and rattled in at the near post. Disappointing, but you know, they go ahead. But we, in the second half, we fired in the line with McPake, who crosses it in for McLennan to header it in, which is great. So that makes it 1-1. We end up getting a wee drag back into to Spence, who scores on his second game, already paying back the release clause we paid for him, so that's looking like a good signing for us. Quite happy with the 2 that I've brought in. Just adds a wee bit more security. I feel like they're staying slightly better. So that game finished 2-1, which was great. And cause Spence is now a CDM, I'm just going to play with A2 at CDM. I've mucked that up. So I'll just go back to the formations, but I'll be playing Anderson at cam, McLennan at centre forward again, and once again I'll be bringing in the wingers nice and narrow, so it's a little bit more balanced, I think, and hopefully we can start picking up some more results now that we've sort of strengthened the defensive situation for the team. Hopefully won't concede as many goals, and hopefully that can really help us push on. He was looking a bit tired there, so I'll take him out and I'll jump into the sim game against FC Ingolstadt, I believe. I'm not sure. So they get an early lead and quite disappointingly put themselves 1-0 up. We managed to grab a goal back, equalise through Conor McLennan. The absolute goal machine he is. I decided to jump in at half time. Probably not the best idea considering how knackered the team was when I jumped in, but we find ourselves going behind 2-1. But we managed to get a good bit of link-up play between the cam and the centre forward, and that allows Anderson to smack it into the top right hand corner. A lovely finish from him, and that brought us back to 2-2. About 20 minutes to go though, they put themselves back in front. Disappointingly, just a ball across the front and then a tidy finish for their striker just into the far corner. So I've decided to make some subs. I'll take McLennan off and I'll stick on McPeak, and then I'll take Spence off for Maguire as he looked knackered as well. Tried to bring off Hamilton, but I've not got any subs left. So yep, they're up 3-2. But we then get the ball in the middle of the park and set away Bradley down the left hand side, who absolutely smashes it in at the near post. A lovely finish with him on his left foot. The goalie didn't really have any chance in saving that, and then just repaying the faith for sticking him in, getting a goal with about 8 minutes to go. didn't manage to hold on though, as they go in front. In the 87th minute, tried taking him out and everything, but the team was just too knackered to try and keep up with him or get a goal back, and it finished 4-3 to them, and a defeat for us ultimately. We're in our next game in the sim, and after knocking the ball about quite nicely, we find ourselves going ahead in the first half, which is nice for a change on the sim game through Josh McPake. We then grab a second through Connor McLennan, and it finished 2-2, which was nice to see. Decided to play our next game rather than just simming it, and in the first 3 minutes we find ourselves going ahead, which was beautiful. McLennan again, he's top goal scorer in the league for a reason. He just can't stop scoring, and he's definitely been our saviour in the team, because really with the way our old striker was playing, we'd be rock bottom and staying there. At least this way it looks like we're going places anyway. So we grab a second through Anderson, nice header, after a good cross, I believe, and I think it was from McLennan. We find ourselves getting a third, a wee bit nice play for McPake into Anderson, a wee lay off to Maguire, and into the one and only Connor McLennan, who just fires it past the goalie. A lovely finish, and that sets us up for 3-0 in the 50th minute. So I just jumped to the result, as I was pretty confident in the team being able to hold on, which they were. And then into our next game, once again there was a few players pretty tired, so I took out McPake for Bradley, and I just left it at that. Start off with the sim, seeing, depending on how it goes, because they're just above us in the league, I think, so we'll hopefully kick on in the sim. So we get a free kick at the edge of the box with Blair Spittle. A nice finish for him. I think I've scored a free kick with him myself in the game, and it's nice to see him doing it in the sim games as well. Didn't really expect him to score it, so I was quite happy that it went in. But we couldn't hold on, and just before half time they get an equaliser. They end up going ahead 2-1 in about the 60th minute, so I've jumped in to try and salvage something for the game. A nice ball down the line for Bradley, who fires it to the back stick where Spittle is waiting for a tap-in. A lovely counter-attack, and it's nice to see Bradley can do a job when I stick him in for fitness reasons, because he scored the last time, and he's got a nice assist there. Sadly though, we couldn't get the win, so we just take the point. Into our next game, I've started this for the off, and pretty much for the kick-off, their midfielder mucks about with it, and McLennan's just got the pace to tear away from him in between the two defenders, and with a 5-star weak foot smashes it into the opposite corner. A great start for us. McPake into Anderson at the edge of the box, down the side to Spence, into Spittle on his left foot, just smashes it into the top corner. A very good team goal. I was really happy with the passing, and then I was really happy with the finish as well. I didn't quite expect it to be so accurate, as sometimes it can be very, very poor, but it wasn't there. Hit them on the counter-attack again. Connor McLennan on his left foot again. And it was a nice tidy finish for him at the near post. Could have held on to it a wee bit longer before playing it to him, but I trusted that he'd have the speed to get away for the defender, which he did. And really happy with that job there, but a very poor goal to lose as just a bit of stupidity to lose the third goal. Then at half time I jumped into the sim mode and I hoped that they'd be able to hold it out, but then the other team pulled one back to make it 3-2, so I jumped in and finished the game off with Spittle, a nice cross, a fired cross across the goal, and he was there to volley it home for close range. Our next game against KFC, can't say the end bit of their name, so I'll stick with that. Another nice finish for McLennan once again off a cross, and that sets us up 1-0 for an early lead. Really been getting a lot of success through crosses in the last few games, and the finishing's definitely stepped up for us. And once again we get the centre forward and Cam linking up, and Anderson smashes it after a nice silky pass with a back heel for McLennan. A good finish to end the attack. And that sets us up nicely for 2-0. I jump into the sim mode again at half time. McLennan tears away through the defence, makes it 3, and 3-0 in the 50th minute. I just skipped the result and we get a nice end to the game. So that was a good month for us, really. We picked up, was it 4 wins and a draw? No like us, but yeah, can't say I'm not happy about it. It takes us quite a bit off bottom of the table, which I'm proud of. There's a wee look at the youth scout, but aye, thanks for watching episode 4.